Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Season 2, Episode 1. You got JJ, you got the commish. We are back for another incredible season of fantasy football. I know you've all been waiting for it. We're here to break down the draft. It's already happened. We're going to see who's poised for success, which teams really just sold before week one. I cannot wait for this season. Jack, how have you been? How's the off season? How's the draft?
Good man. The draft may not have treated me as well as I had hoped, but the off season has been nice and resting. But I'm so ready for season two. We are so back.
I can't believe it's here. We're recording this on Wednesday. We got Chiefs Ravens tomorrow, and
Tomorrow night,
then
what a game to start off football. Could you draw it up any better than that? Unbelievable.
no, the football gods, they got it right for us week one. But we'll see if we did ourselves right. So we're gonna jump on in here. You got me, Laporte Authority. I gotta change my name for this year because I don't have Sam Laporta anymore.
Yeah.
But I had pick two in this draft. A lot of slander coming my way. We did a randomizer and I got the second pick and people are just calling for my head already, but I don't choose how the dice roll. So
It is funny. I'm in four leagues this year, and the commissioner has gotten the number two pick in all of them.
I listen, man, that's I'm a lucky
Something's
guy.
wrong. Something's wrong in the system.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But you got the sixth pick, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's a pretty decent spot to be this year.
It's a good spot for the first round. Yeah, I was hoping it would be better as things went on. I feel like I was, one pick away from a few guys I really wanted as the draft progressed. However, getting my guy, Justin Jefferson, first round, I mean, poetic to say the least.
I think it's a good pick. I think, you know, you let your biases get the best of you. I can't blame you for that. He is probably the most talented receiver in the league. The question obviously is, all right, with Sam Darnold throwing him the ball, is he going to have the production for a top wide receiver? I point to the fact that you had Nick Mullins throwing him the ball the back half of that last season,
It's
and
true. And he was still
he
good.
still put up great numbers. So I think with the sixth pick, that is a totally reasonable pick. Could give you good results. So we'll see.
Thank you. Yeah, I was torn between him and Amon Ra. Amon Ra has been my rock in fantasy the last like 3 years since he got drafted. But I felt I had to with Jay Jetta still on the board for me. But you, sir, Breece Hall at number two, highly controversial to pick. I myself am a big fan and probably would have done the same thing there at two. Talk me a little bit through your thought process.
People were not expecting it. I was torturing myself, Jack, going back and forth between him and Lamb throughout the offseason. So my rationale here is, as you'll see later, I saw the ESPN draft rankings. I saw where guys were going, and I said, "All right, middle rounds. I love the wide receivers I'm getting. I'm getting all these guys that I think have really good value. I was looking at the running backs going in the middle rounds. I was not loving them, so I said, "All right, I don't want to go zero or B. I just don't think that's like a very good strategy. You're just kind of you're sinking your own ship there." So I said, "Let me get my anchor running back, pick two. I'm going to go down, get all the wide receivers I like, and then I'm going to have a well-rounded team." So went with Brees. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he had a good year last year, and you just elevate the offense that much more with Aaron Rodgers. Um, I don't know. I think he's bound for like a top three, maybe a top one finish. So I'm pretty happy with my pick. I'm not going back. I think Ollie, the pick below me, he was pretty happy to get CD there and was not expecting it. So we'll see how it plays out, but that's my thought process.
Yeah, I like it. And what you said is correct. The running back market seems so slim this year. I mean, when you look at round two, you got James Cook going the eighth pick of round two. Like that's not right. But you have to because the running back pool is so depleted. When it came to my pick there, 2-9, taking Drake London. I didn't want to take him, but I didn't want to take Rashad White that early. That felt terrible.
I totally get what you're saying. And in ESPN, you have Kamara going like round three, and then like you said, Cook and White, and you look at the guys going next to him. You have guys like Nico Collins, Drake London, Mike Evans. who I just think are much better players, just pound for pounds in
Exactly.
fantasy football.
Yeah.
You went with London. I think that's a great pick. Personally, I would have taken Nico over London actually. Had
Yeah.
Nico last year. I think
Yeah.
he's even though it's a crowded room, he's still gonna have a he's gonna be the number one guy. That's my opinion. I think other people think differently, but I think London's a great pick. I don't know how if you feel the same.
Yeah, I think with Collins, it's a toss up between him and Diggs, who will be wide receiver one. I think by the end of the season, it'll probably be Nico, but that is such a crowded offense with so much talent that I feel like with the Falcons, they've got Kirk Cousins now. We know he likes to just sit back, throw the ball. He's not going to run a lot. Sure, they got Bijan, but Darnell Mooney is their wide receiver too. London is going to be a workhorse wide receiver this year. I'm very confident and very happy to pair him with Jay Jettis.
Okay, I like the pick.
Yeah.
And for me, end of round two, I was looking at my guys. I went with Debo, and
Yeah, tell me,
I
Debo over Ayuk. Tell me about that.
Debo over Ayuk. Debo's the more proven guy. He's 28 years old, which is a little bit old for a wide receiver, but not really. It feels like he's in his prime.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be, over the past couple of years, we've seen him like run the ball and kind of you've been using him that way. But with McCaffrey, I think they're not gonna be doing that as often. Thank God, because I don't want my guy like going out there and just like in the I formation. I need him getting out there catching balls.
Yeah.
Um, it was a toss up for me between Ayuk and Debo, but I went with Debo. I know Ayuk just got the bag, but
Yeah, he did. That's not
yeah,
always a good sign. Maybe he'll be a little lackadaisical this season now that he's making the big bucks.
that's what I'm saying. He's got nothing to play for. He just got
Yeah.
paid as like a top five receiver, and I don't think he deserved that money. That's kind of
No,
crazy to me.
me neither. I think he's a far tier below those guys, Jefferson, Jamar Chase at the top. Like, why is he even in that conversation making that much money?
It's wild, but I mean, you got to bet on good offenses. So like either way, I think taking a Niners guy, I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah. Give me your final thoughts for round one and two. Most head scratching pick or picks between these two rounds. What do you think?
I don't even think we touched on the fact that we have two new guys. So obviously we had a
Oh
12 man
yeah.
last year and
Right.
14 man this year, 14 man PPR league. Two college buddies that joined the fray, Team Good Guys and Team Let's Go Dorf. Um, are good personal friends. Our friend Evan is running the Good Guys team, and let's just say that his football knowledge is limited. Um,
More of a basketball guy, I hear.
huge basketball guy, not a huge football guy. So, Evan looking at his draft board, he saw ESPN predicted Michael Pittman to be the next best player. That's who he picked on in the second round.
Hmm.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't have taken him for a full round later, maybe two. I mean, Pittman's great. He's a good receiver. Richardson did not look great in the preseason. Richardson is going to run the ball more than most quarterbacks. I've seen him fall down a lot of draft boards. Same with Chris Olave. You have Derek Carr, like an old Derek Carr throwing you the football. That's just not a recipe for success. Those are the two guys I look at. I'm like, wow, I would not have taken them that early.
Yeah, my answer was going to be Olave too, because I had him in one of my other leagues last year. It was very disappointing. And his QB situation is the same, if not worse. I think he's very talented, but I don't see in that system him putting up the type of value as a early second round pick. I know it is harder with 14 guys, the tiers versus rounds, it's a little skewed. But yeah, when you had running backs like that on the board after taking Puka in the first round too, I don't know how sneaky that one is, Scott.
We'll see if it pays off for him. That guy always thinks he has the best picks, but
Yeah.
well, we'll see. All right, moving down round three, round four. I feel like Jack. I started off strong. Jalen Waddle, third rounds.
That's such good
I'm
value.
personally, I love that pick. I'm big on Jalen Waddle this year. going into a really good offense. Obviously, he's behind Tyreek Hill, but let's not forget that Tyreek Hill is 30. And I don't think Tyreek's gonna fall off. I'm not calling for that. I'm not an idiot. Tyreek Hill is like the best wide receiver. However, injury risk being a 30-year-old wide receiver, and I think Waddle's still gonna put up like wide receiver one numbers. So getting him as my second best wide receiver, honestly, I think he's my first best. I should have taken him in round two. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I think that's an absolute steal for Waddle there. I think he's a lot better than a lot of the receivers that went in round two there. People always say he's, the second best receiver in that offense, which is true, but that team throws the ball more than anybody. Tua led the league in passing yards last year. I mean, they just sling the rock, firepower, long, deep balls, and Waddle's incredibly talented. I wouldn't be surprised if he narrows that gap between him and Hill this season. Love that pick.
Thank you. I'm totally with you. And Jack, it looks like you went with another Dolphin here who
Did.
I'm actually avoiding this year. I am not big on HN, but you are. What are you thinking? What do you like about this guy?
I'm not huge on him, to be honest. I did take another Dolphin, but I felt like at this point I had to take a running back. I was hoping to get Kamara in this round. He didn't fall to me. And beyond that, I couldn't take Neighbors. I couldn't take another receiver to play in the flex, even though we have two flexes this year. Just another fun, exciting change. The Guy Five
Yep.
Fantasy Football League.
Yep.
I felt like I had to get a running back, and shaky second and third round for me. But I think Achan has the upside to be a top end running back. He had some really insane games last year. He had some crazy plays in this really fun offense. I do worry about his health. I do worry about Raheem Mostert a little bit, but I think the upside might be there.
Listen, I listen to a lot of fantasy football YouTubers. They're all saying they love HN. My thing is
Yeah.
he's 5'9". His size worries me for being like a bell cow running back where
Yeah.
I don't know if his skill set is going to give him the workload that is necessary to be like that top guy. But then again, we saw him like come out of nowhere last year. And Mostert isn't going to put up the same numbers that he did last year. I mean, he's a year older. He's a veteran running back. So I think it's boom or bust with this guy. But listen, he could win you the league. You never know.
It's true. Yeah, very high stakes. Even if Mostert is like, the third down back, the goal line back, I think Achan will be used a lot in the passing game and in a PPR league that is also valuable.
All right, round four.
Oh, Trey McBride. I'm
Hell
amped
yeah.
about this pick. This was my favorite pick, probably the whole draft. I think
Wow.
he's awesome. I think he's so talented. What he did at the end of last season when Kyler Murray came back and they actually had a real human being throwing the football in Arizona. This kid was awesome. I think he's going to take a leap this year and has a real shot of being tight end one. And to get him in the fourth round, it was about the time. Like, I feel like that early round four zone is like you either commit to taking a tight end or you like wait till eighth round and take some scrub. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to take him. Love this pick. I think he's going to be really good.
I love it. And I actually picked up Trey McBride off of waivers in the middle of last season and kind of
Great.
stole him for his most productive part of the year. Funny enough, he sat on my bench because I also had Sam
Florida.
Laporta. So I was just kind of hoarding all the tight end value from you guys, which was one of the reasons I won the league. But I think he's great. Yeah, it's like, one criticism of his is that like there was no one else for Kyler Murray to throw to last year, and now you have Harrison. But I don't think that's going to take away from McBride. I think he proved that like he can have really good games, and yeah, fourth round, I love it.
Yeah, thank you. I think he's a beast. You too here in this round going with another second year player coming off an interesting rookie season. Give me your thoughts on Sir Anthony Richardson.
So I looked at my fourth round pick. This was pick 55. We saw CJ Stroud go early. Earlier than Richardson, Tyler taking him, which I was safe to say surprised by. So he's the fifth quarterback off the board. I'm sorry, sixth quarterback off the board. Felt it me at the end of round four. I felt like I wasn't expecting to take him. I was expecting to take another guy here. However, um, I went for it just because I mean that guy's ceiling. We saw him for 3 games last year, but if he runs the ball
Insane.
as often as he did, yeah. I mean, also the risk coming off a big injury. But listen, I could see a pathway for this guy being a top five, top three quarterback in fantasy football. So, considering he fell to me this late, I wasn't expecting to see him in round four. Like, I was like, you know what? I'd be an idiot not to get him at this value. So, Richardson, welcome to the squad. Got myself an elite quarterback. We'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this young man leading your locker room this season. I saw a very interesting tweet today on Anthony Richardson. He has made 15 starts at quarterback since high school. That's it. NFL, college, all of it. 15 starts he's made since high school.
He played 1 season of Florida. How many years did
He
he
was only the
college?
starter 1 year, and then he like popped off and went pro.
I wish I knew that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool,
But
interesting.
I will say I do like him. Our colleagues over at ESPN, I saw they had their draft the other night, and he was the third quarterback taken behind Allen and Mahomes. So
Wow.
the analysts love him.
If the experts
He's
love him,
got
I
the
love him,
potential.
right?
Yeah, I think similar type of vibe to Achan, like boomer bust. But if he booms, yeah, sky's the limit for this kid.
5'6".
Keep it rolling. Yeah, this is a part of the draft where it really gets tough. I feel like, right after Anthony almost, there's a huge drop off in terms of just overall talent of football players here. Um,
Yeah.
very, very tough.
It's tough. Time in the draft where it kind of makes or breaks your team. Like you'll see a lot of guys in rounds five, six, seven end up being just useless, end up being guys you cut after 5 weeks. You're also going to see guys here who end up being like top five, top seven in their position. You try to find them. I felt like I found my guy here. I was hoping so bad that Dalton Kincaid would fall to me in round four. I was hoping to take him at pick 55. Not only did I get him, but at a discount, honestly. I saw Nate picking right behind me. He decided to take Evan Ingram. I was like, awesome. I got my guy. I think Kincaid is going to have a huge year. Coming off a successful rookie season, you get Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs out of Buffalo. You open up like a world of possibility for this kid to just like soak up targets from Josh Allen. I think I stole him in round five, honestly. I'm super hype about it.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably the best, most proven pass catcher in that Buffalo offense. Yeah, he's good. They dumped all their receivers pretty much. So yeah, like Khalil Shakir and Curtis Samuel and that rookie Coleman. Yeah. But I think
Yep.
Kincaid too, it was like the last tight end. I mean, Ingram usually is the last one available in that like tier of good tight ends. Like if you let it go past those two guys, you're taking a real flyer on someone, I think. And Kincaid is proven he's very talented, locks up the tight end position for you. Great pick.
Yeah, got my quarterback, got my tight ends. I'm just gonna soak up value in the later rounds. So at this point, I'm feeling great. But you decided to go third wide receiver. How we
Yeah,
feeling? Tank Dell.
again, not great. When you look at the running backs that were available, I mean, no, I didn't even get Aaron Jones. I might have taken him. Zamir White was the next running back taken in
Yeah,
round
no.
five. It's like a 14 teamer is so hard. And like, I was not going to take Zamir White that early with so much wide receiver talent in these middle rounds. I took Tank because one, he's very good in a very pass heavy offense. Two, during the draft, Tyler and I were trying to work out some trades, and I know how high he is on Tank Dell, so that definitely influenced my pick. I probably would have gone with Amari Cooper. However, I took Tank. The trade window is still not closed. Still trying to maybe talk through something, but if not, Tank's great. He's fast. He's exciting. CJ Stroud and him have great connection, and in the slot, I think he'll find himself a lot more open with the corners focused on Diggs and Nico.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it either. I mean, fifth round, you watch him have a crazy rookie season. So, like that, just because Stephon Diggs gets added, that doesn't go away. That success doesn't get diminished. So, yeah, I think it's a good pick for you. I also think there are going to be a lot of trades this year. I have a trade request from Scott Duncan himself
Already.
sitting in my inbox right now, and I'm going to tell you, it doesn't look good.
Oh no.
But I think people are going to be throwing around trade requests this year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to move up, I'm sure you could.
Yes. Oh, 100%. And viewers, keep in mind, make sure to tune into our buy low, sell high segments to make sure you get the best advice on your potential trades throughout the fantasy football season.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, coming into end of round five, into round six, here I took Javonte Williams, who I was happy about because I needed another running back. I had tight end locked up. I had three receivers. Javonte is the starter in Denver, and I know they have some talented backups, but if he can really just have a healthy season, I think this guy's really talented, and I think he can just be serviceable enough to get the job done for me.
I agree his ceiling's high. I remember him screwing you 2 years ago when
Yeah.
you drafted him in, it was the first or second round.
Second round, and he tore his ACL week
Oh, that was
one.
not a good year.
Uh, no,
Yeah.
I'm giving him redemption this year. We're gonna try this thing one more time, Javonte, me and you.
No, I'm impressed you went back to him. I don't know if I could have done the same, but legitimately, there's not a lot. This is not going to be a good offense. Let's not kid ourselves. This offense is going to be down there with my New England Patriots this year. And so you just might have this guy just a lot of check down passes.
Exactly. Bo Nix
But
led college last year in check down rate. So
I could help you out.
give me that Kamara type production. 40 rushing yards, but nine catches for 30 yards. That's all I want.
Playing in a PPR format, absolutely.
Yeah. And here, Huddy, you took a young rising wide receiver. His name's been thrown around all season. Tell me about Jaden Reed.
Yeah, Jaden Reed. So I was actually surprised to see Christian Watson went off the board before him. I would have been back and forth on these two guys. You got to bet on good offenses. I think the Packers are going to be legit this year. So I was thinking back and forth, but the decision was made for me. Watson was off the board, so I took Jaden Reed, had a great rookie season. The criticism is, this is a stacked wide receiver room, a stacked offense in general. You have a lot of mouths to feed, but I think Jaden could establish himself as a wide receiver one. So if I take a chance on a guy who could be the best option in a good offense, like how can I not? Hopefully he gets the sophomore leap, and I love my value there. I think he's the best player on the board.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think he's definitely better than Watson and has proven he can stay healthy for a full season, unlike Watson. He was
True.
definitely the leading target getter in that Packer offense. I think he's kind of in that Amon Ra kind of role where he's not going to get you a million deep balls, but he's going to have consistent volume, consistent production week on week. So yeah, I like that pick. I think it's good. Here, I'd just like to point out too, Nabil for the third year in a row, taking Kyle Pitts. News touchdown today that Kyle Pitts injured his hamstring in practice. He is officially listed as questionable for week one.
Wow, I did
Hoping
not
he
see that. Was that
plays.
today?
Yeah, it was today. I'm hoping he plays.
Oh,
I think he will. He tweeted that he's fine, but players never actually tell the truth. Nabil, kudos to you, man, sticking with him. I would hope this is the last year on his contract at the bank took my home.
that's crazy. I mean, what like the definition of insanity? Just going back to the same guy who has never worked out for you. Didn't know that Kyle Pitts injury statement. I wish I knew that when I drafted him an hour ago,
Oh.
but we're just gonna let it fly. I took him late. It's fine.
Yeah, no, he'll be all right.
I let's hope so,
He'll
man.
be fine.
Jeez. Oh, buddy, that's funny. All right.
Who even are half these people? Marvin Mims Jr., really? Ray Davis? Who the fuck is that?
No, it's brutal. I took Gus Edwards in the eighth round. Fuck me.
That's crazy.
That was my worst pick. That was like I identified that as my worst pick, and I don't
Yeah.
know who I would have taken, but
Yeah, I because Jerome Ford's probably fine, but if Chubb comes back, he's completely useless.
This is my sleeper I drafted.
JMO.
And I don't know if I don't know if you have a guy in these two rounds that you like, but
Yeah, I do have one actually. So yeah, let's chat
okay.
about it.
Going down a little bit to rounds 9 and 10. This is the point, especially in a 14-man league, where you just got to shoot for the moon. You got to find those sleepers. You got to find those guys that could be ass or could win you your league. I think I found my guy here. I'm feeling great about getting Jameson Williams in the ninth round. This guy, let's think about this guy, right? I think it's his third year in the league. Alabama product came out, had some injury trouble, but put together a pretty healthy season last year and ended up having a few deep balls, few good catches, a little bit of production. And now he is the wide receiver two in this offense with Josh Reynolds leaving. One of the top options in what's supposed to be a great offense. You saw this guy with really good talent coming out of Alabama. I think Jameson Williams could bust onto the scene this year. I think he could be one of my top scorers. I felt great about taking him here. I'd rather take him over other guys who got drafted this round. So I'm feeling great, Jack.
Yeah,
You're gonna see.
it's a good pick mainly because he spent all of last season on my IR in my locker room, learning
Yep.
from me as a coach and all my players that I put around him, including Amon-Ra St. Brown. So
Thank you. Thank you.
he's been set up for success in Laporte Authority this year. So you're welcome. My pick in round 10 that I was pretty happy about was Jalen Polk, rookie wide receiver, New England's finest. I think he's got a shot to be the number one receiver in New England this year. If that team's going to have any sort of offensive success, which I don't know if it will, no offense, I think part of it's going to be because of this kid. And I think he could have some real value in fantasy football.
He's talented. I loved where we took him in the draft. New England felt super excited about him. Funny enough, I think our top option already got taken actually. Pop Douglas
Pop,
going in the
come on,
ninth round.
Pop.
I'm big on Pop. I think he's a great guy. He's a great talent. I think he could be productive. But Polk too. He had a great preseason. Looked really good out there when he was running with the first team. And once Jacoby Brissett takes his spot on the bench and Drake May gets out there, and we kind of set our offense up the way we want it to be. I totally agree. Polk could go off, have a great season, return a lot of value, especially going in the 10th round. So props to you.
Flyer.
You never know. It could work out.
Yeah, and I think too, both Polk and Pop Douglas are the types of receivers that if Tom Brady was still around, they'd be like Hall of Famers, like Chris Hogan type guys, Edelman that like would not have been good if they were anywhere else, but Brady turned them into legends. Danny Amendola,
Just,
you know,
oh, you're Jack. Don't get me emotional. You're
tugging at the
taking me back.
heartstrings. I know.
You are.
The
Oh
glory
man.
days.
Yeah, those are the days. Well, we got the next Tom Brady on our hands coming out of North Carolina, so I'm not even worried.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks that go to a basketball school, Daniel Jones.
What I don't even want to hear about Daniel Jones. That is not. There's no comparison. There's no. May's going to be great. Hey, you got Sam Darnold to deal with. You got your own problems, all right, buddy?
I never said he was good. Nor did I say that about JJ McCarthy. God rest his ACL or meniscus, whatever it was. I don't know if I believe in him either, but I don't think I do in Drake May. We'll see. I wish you the best.
It's going to be a tough season for both of our teams, but it's going to be a great season for this fantasy football podcast.
What a segue. Come on.
Look at me go. I already got it. I'm in mid-season form already, Jack. You can't
Oh,
stop me now.
come on.
Boys, season two, we got new guests, we got new segments that none of you have seen before, new analysis, new things to get completely wrong. Jack, I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to this season. Personally, I think I can repeat this year as the champion. Someone's definitely going to be coming for my throne, but we'll keep you guys in the loop with everything, every trade, every opinion we have. So, Jack, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a fun season.
Football is upon us. It's the best time of the year. Hey, I'm so excited for what this season has to hold. Stay tuned to the Hey Guys podcast, all your updates across the Chi-Fi Fantasy League, and some general fantasy analysis. We'll be coming at you with all kinds of things, the rumor mills, what's shaking down in our league. It's always hard to repeat in sports. Yeah, it hasn't been done in a long time. But I wish you the best. I wish everybody the best this season, especially our two new guys. Welcome to the league. We're excited to have
Yep.
you. This is going to be a heck of a ride.
I think anyone's got a shot at the title this year. I think it's gonna be competitive. Looking at this drafts, a lot of guys with a lot of good teams. So it's gonna be excited to break it down. But thank you guys. We're gonna be coming at you with all of our regular content in the weeks to come. And you know, good luck for the season, Jack. I'll
Yeah.
catch you. Have fun in Hawaii next week, brother.
Thank
We will
you,
miss
sir.
you next
Yeah.
week, but you deserve your time off. This is your off season, right?
Yeah, I know. It started in a little late, but week one will be watched at 6 a.m. from my phone, wherever I am in Maui. So we'll
Oh yeah.
see. Yeah, and I'll be back for week two. Looking forward to it, man.
All right. Thank you guys. Take it easy. Good
Bye.
luck.